Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and maybe we'll let the Finance Minister sit down and grab a drink for a quick second and switch to education. Yesterday, a government MLA stood in this House and practically begged the Education Minister to build a school in his riding, and I think it's safe to say 87 of us in here could do the same thing. The current approach to building schools is creating confusion and uncertainty for everybody as they wait on pins and needles to see if schools will be approved in their riding. To the Minister, how are these decisions prioritized? Is there an established criteria that you follow to determine who gets new and renovated schools?
Hear, hear. Mr. Speaker, that's a great question. It's on the mind of many Albertans, and I would just say that this government is committed to building schools and building infrastructure, and there probably are 87 MLAs that would ask that question in this House. I'm not sure how that reconciles with the opposition promise to cut $1.7 billion out of the budget. These are not easy decisions to make, and we take the requests we get from every school division across the province, so we measure that against each other in terms of which are the biggest health and safety issues, which are the biggest issues in terms of enrollment growth and where we don't have deaths, and we're looking for partnerships, like I explained yesterday.
Honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I always find it interesting when government refers to cuts because I think we talked about a bureaucracy being shaved. We didn't say anything about schools.
Hear, hear.
Given that so many boards, Mr. Speaker, and parents are in the dark about plans for schools in their area, given that there have been accusations of politics determining a role in where these new schools are going to be built, wouldn't it be prudent then for the Minister to commit to creating and releasing a set criteria on how these decisions are made for building and renovating schools so we'd all know what's going on?
Honourable Minister of Education.
Mr. Speaker, just for clarity for the member, his party's policy was to cut $1.7 billion out of capital in the last election. And the year before that, the alternative budget was to cut $2.4 billion out of capital. So, Mr. Speaker, with respect to the question on the priorities of the, Mr. Speaker, it seems the honourable member from Edmonton Centre doesn't want to listen to the answer.
Honourable member from Airdrie, you rose on a point of order. Thank you. It's been noted. Honourable member for your final question.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, thank you. And trust me when I say I try to proceed with some civility to this as we go through it. Given that we are now staring a $3 billion deficit in the face, regardless of how it's sliced on the other side, given that during the election campaign the government made a promise to Albertans to build 50 schools and renovate 70 more, and given that it made a prior promise to build and renovate 33 more, will the Minister stand up today, go on record, tell Albertans that they will build, they will renovate all of the schools that they promised that they would in the time frame that they said they would?
Hear, hear. Honourable Minister.
Absolutely. We've got a promise from our Premier that we're going to open 50 schools and renovate 70 more within this term, Mr. Speaker, and we're working on a capital list right now that's going to deliver exactly that. And I can tell you in addition to that, we will open 15 new schools this term, this school year. We just opened 12, well, there's 13, there's 2 more to come. And the Minister of Infrastructure would tell you that there's 22 new schools underway right now and 13 other modernizations. So, Mr. Speaker, there's a significant amount of capital being invested into schools, and we realize that it's not enough. And our Premier realizes it's not enough, and we're going to invest in families and communities just like she said we would.
The honourable member